Hey guys, Jay here again, and today we're going to go over one of our best-selling products, and this is the DIY ceramic coating that everybody's been asking for. A true high solids, easy to install coating that gives you long-term protection. This was developed in coordination with Paul Dalton to meet the demands that he required for his installs and for his clientele. This coating's simple enough that you can lay it down in your driveway at home without worrying and stressing over every single panel and whether you're going to get high spots. Ceramic by Paul Dalton is part of our True series, which means anyone can buy it and anyone can install it. You don't need any sort of certifications or specialized training. It is built on our professional grade ceramic V3 chemistry. This one is just dialed in for a longer and easier to read installation window. You still get the gloss and the protection, you just get a little more room to work with it. Being part of our DIY line, this coating does not come with a warranty for longevity. However, it does come with all the performance that you would expect from a long-term coating. And in my opinion, this is the best performing and easiest to install coating that you can put on a car without being a certified installer. Prep it right, lay it down right, and you're looking at 2 to 3 years of genuine ceramic protection. It is friendly to varying conditions too, which is why so many mobile guys are out there reaching for it. One thing we will not do is install it in direct sun. Everything outside of that, you can pretty much navigate your way through without issues. So it's important to remember, before anything touches the paint, you need to set your environment to the best of your capabilities. You want the ambient temperature to be between 50 and 85 degrees for the installation, and preferably little to no wind. If you're outdoors, just try to avoid heavily windy days. If you need help prepping the vehicle, take a look at our blog on the website for how to prep a car for ceramic coating. It will go through the detailed steps of a decontamination wash, how to do paint corrections, and how to make sure that you've done a final wipe and have nothing remaining on the surface before moving forward. This car just happens to be ready. It had the full decontamination wash, it had a clay bar treatment. I did a 2-stage correction with A50 and A1000 to bring this gloss right back up after getting rid of tons of wash marks and scratching. Then I did a full wipe down with panel prep to strip off every bit of the polishing oils that were left over on the surface. If you skip that panel prep step, the coating has nothing clean to grab to, so do not shortcut it. And you should also give it at least 10 minutes after the panel prep before you start laying the product down. Once all that's been done, now we're ready for the coating. And what you need to do is get that bottle and shake it like you mean it for a full 2 minutes. Once you've shaken it for 2 minutes, you want to crack the cap and leave it open for about another minute before you start loading up an applicator and putting it on the vehicle. Get your applicator and a few drops across the surface will prime the pad. Now you're ready to begin your installation. Remember to always check around the neck of the bottle for dried up crystals. You don't want them getting on your applicator and dragging across the surface where they could introduce more marring and scratching. Wipe those off with a clean towel if you see them. And also remember to continuously shake your bottle between applications throughout the entire job. Always start on this test panel so you can learn the timing for your specific conditions before you commit to doing the whole car. Load the applicator with enough product to cover about half of a panel. Half a door, maybe a fender, or a portion of the hood. You're looking at roughly a 2 foot by 2 foot square sections. 4 square feet, because let's be honest, a lot of these panels are not gonna be perfect squares for you. But try to start with a square, and the way we like to apply is using our window frame method. This is when you're gonna take your square, and you're gonna draw a plus sign right in the center of that square. Then you're gonna draw the outer borders. Once you've done this, now you wanna go back and fill it in. I like to go from the top, left to right to left. Either way, we are crossing over with equal, even pressure and overlapping strokes. This is going to cover the whole section, and once we finish, we go back perpendicularly, crosshatch all of that lightly to give it a nice thin, uniform coverage. You will begin seeing a rainbow effect as the coating begins to flash across the panel. This can happen relatively quickly. It tells you that the coating is beginning to bond. It does not tell you that it's ready to wipe or level. This is where people can rush and end up with a weak coating in the end. Let it come up to about 75 to 85% cured before you begin to level. That's going to land you somewhere between 3 and 12 minutes, depending on your heat, humidity, and overall airflow. The hotter, more humid, and more airflow you have, the faster that flash time goes. So take all that into consideration, do your test section, find the optimal timing, and then apply that to the rest of the vehicle. By using the finger swipe test, you can ensure that you've reached the optimal dwelling time before leveling. To do this, you're going to take a gloved finger and you want to swipe lightly perpendicular across your application lines. You're going to be reading how the product moves when you're touching it. If you wipe your finger through lightly and it completely disrupts and crosses out all of those lines, the product's not ready. You need to allow it to continue to set up. However, if you run your finger across it lightly and those lines are just barely disturbed, but they don't fully break apart, then you know that the coating is set up roughly 75 to 85%. And now you know your timing window. So whatever time that took, that's your number for the rest of the car. Be careful and don't coat more than you can comfortably wipe in that time frame. Now that you've reached the optimal level of cure, you need 2 clean microfiber towels. Always. The first towel does the work. It levels most of the coating and takes off the bulk of the remaining residue. The second towel is your follow-up. It's just there to buff away any minor streaks or high spots you might have left behind. This should give you a clean, glossy finish. Be sure to use light pressure here. If you're pushing hard and it feels tacky, you want to dial your dwell time back. That means you've left it a little too long. Adjust it accordingly because it shouldn't be a complex process to wipe this off. And remember, before you walk away from a panel, make sure you inspect it with a proper light. You want to get a nice inspection light and move around and check every angle of each panel around the emblems and all the tight spots where product might like to hide. In the gaps of the door panels and jams, you want to make sure nothing is dripped and set there and pulled up anywhere because it's going to leave you with the high spot. And if you find a high spot, it's easy to deal with it now. You have a good 20 to 40 minute window where high spots basically wipe right off. After that, they start to get stubborn and eventually even need polishing from a machine to truly remove. One coat is all you need for full protection, so you're completely covered with just a single pass. However, if you really want a little extra film build on the high impact areas, like the hood or the front bumper or leading edges, you are welcome to add another coat. However, you must do that within the optimal window. You can do it no sooner than 1 hour after the last wipe of the installation, and no later than 3 hours after that. Being inside this window allows the coatings to truly bond together as one total layer. If you miss that window, you risk cloudiness and an uneven cure. Once it's done, you got to keep water off of it for up to 24 hours. However, if you do need to get the vehicle out, if it's going to be raining, if it's not going to be parked indoors for the night, then put a layer of FEYNLAB hybrid ceramic detailer spray on it, and that is going to protect it. No harsh chemicals, no automatic car washes for at least 7 days. And after that, you want to maintain it using our Pure Wash or Pure Rinseless and keep that hybrid ceramic detailer on hand. That stuff is incredible inside and out of the entire car. So that is Ceramic by Paul Dalton. It is a high solid, professional grade coating that is available to the public and simple to install. If you found this tutorial and description helpful, please like and subscribe. We have a lot more coming soon.